God damn, man. I just watched the fight, man. That was depressing to watch. I feel bad for that guy. And to see his girlfriend running the opposite way from the ring like that. Oh my God, man. That was depressing to watch. That guy got his ass kicked from the opening bell. The Sor Rungvisai. Sorry if I said his name wrong, but man, that guy beat the shit out of him. Like, Chocolatito didn't have any defense at all. Like, none. From the opening bell, he was just getting punched in the face with hard shots and to the body. That guy was outboxing him and beating him up at the same time. Like, he was literally beating it. He beat the shit out of. Man, I haven't seen a fight. I mean, even with Pacquiao losing the horn this year, I mean, that was a surprise. But this was just I feel really bad for that guy. That guy got the shit beaten out of him. He was getting hit with hard shots, and he wasn't getting out of the way of them. That guy was hitting him with jabs from the outside, body shots, combinations, and this guy had zero defense. I mean, I remember making a video, and I said, the fight was really close. I still had him in my top 10. I mean, I just can't believe many people consider him to be number one. I always thought that was a little stretchy, but, I know how it is with the networks. And I said this in a previous video, I said the networks are always going to push their fighters, they're going to do it. They're always going to push their fighters and label them, give them labels. This is a pound for pound number one. This is the most technical guy. This is the most feared guy. This is what the networks do. But man, this is the worst performance I've seen from a top-tier fighter in a long time. This guy got hit with everything his opponent gave him. And you knew the knockdown was coming, especially in the third round. I mean, definitely in the second. I thought in the second round, I was like, man, this guy can't keep taking these hits like that. And once I saw him complaining about headbutts so much, I was like, man, this guy doesn't even want to fight. I mean, I was saying the same thing with Kovalev. Kovalev looked out of it, but not nearly as Roman Gonzalez here. Roman Gonzalez never had a confidence from the first round. He never had a confidence. He got his ass beat the whole fight, man. I don't know if he could bounce back for this. I mean, the first one, I didn't take it as no big deal. I was like, he fought a guy. He's moving up in weight. He's had struggled, and it's against McWilliams. Was it McWilliams? What's the other guy name? The guy that also lost last night. The guy he fought before Rungvisai, Quadras. He had struggled against him. And I felt like, he's struggling against these bigger guys, much more power, and that can box well, Chocolatito was always a volume puncher. He's very aggressive, and it worked for him before because he was fighting guys that just didn't have the power, and then he was equal in size to them or they were smaller than him. But now, you find these bigger guys, and they're not taking this, they weren't taking it from him. They didn't care. They didn't respect him, and it showed in this fight. This guy destroyed him. Destroyed him, man. And that's it. That's it. I mean, you hearing it in Jim Lampley and all the HBO commentators that was just saying that he was pound for pound the best in the world. Now they're sitting here saying that's over. It's over. When you know what? I agree with them because when a guy doesn't look confident in a fight, it tells a whole different story. When a guy doesn't look confident, he doesn't look like himself. For him to bounce back from this, I'm not saying he can't bounce back, but for him to bounce back from this loss, he's going to have to either go back down in weight. He needs to take some tune-ups. He needs to take a couple. He can't go back into fighting another top 5 guy in the division. He can't do it. He's not going to do it. Because when guys figure you out and see you lose like that, they're going to take advantage of it. It's not the best way to bounce back. If this guy's gonna try to bounce back, he needs to take some tune-ups, man. That was a serious ass whooping, man. Like, it's hard to come back from that. And I know the first fight was somewhat controversial. A lot of people thought that he was robbed. I remember when my first reaction to it was that he was robbed, but I said in here on the video, I said, you know what, he wasn't robbed at all. It's just that I think I was so shocked that they didn't give him the decision, being that it was so close. I was just shocked, you know. But in reality, it was a fight that could have gone either way. You know, the other guy did do his thing and knocked him down in the first fight. But I don't know, you know, I expected him to make some adjustments in this fight. And I expected him to use a little bit more defense, you know, um, and try to outbox him a little bit more, you know, try to just defensively be better. I thought he was going to do that, you know, being that this guy was so much stronger in the first fight. That's what I expected, and it seemed to me in the first round that his opponent was outboxing him. You know, he was doing combinations, nice ones, using some nice angles. I mean, some basic stuff that he was doing. It was working for him. And he was even fighting on his back foot a little bit. And I was like, wow, this guy is actually outboxing Chocolatito right now. And landing hard shots at the same time. And I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. And as the second round went on, I was like, man, I don't think Chocolatito is going to beat this guy. You know, this guy seems to improve. That guy improved from their first fight. Roman Gonzalez has no defense, man. He showed no defense in his fight, and this is why I don't think he'll be the same. You know, but the confidence wasn't there. You can just tell the body language wasn't right. And what's up with his girl running backwards? She's running in the opposite direction, not even seeing if this guy's okay. This guy's laid out laid out in the middle of the ring. But you know, what is what it is. Everybody reacts a different way. But man, that was really depressing to watch. I'm not gonna make a long video, man. That was shocking to me. You know, not the loss itself. The loss wasn't shocking, but just the way that it happened. You know, there was no point in there that Roman Gonzalez looked anything like he did before when he had success. And he has struggled in his last few fights, in my opinion. And I think he's on his way down. I think that whole pound for pound wave was cool. Fighting on all these undercards of Triple G, it was a nice wave, but it's over. It's over. You know, it is what it is. It's over. You know, and if you're a real fan, if you're a real true supporter of that guy, stand by him. He could bounce back, but he needs some tune-ups. He needs to work on his game, man, because even when they were translating from the ringside, his corner, I'm waiting to see what his corner is going to say, especially after the third round. I'm like, yo, what are these guys going to say? And I want to say half the break, they didn't say anything. And then he was like, oh, you got to do the uppercut. You got to do the uppercut. I'm like, man, these guys ain't shit, man. Man, that was brutal to watch, man. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I ain't gonna make no long video, all right? All right, peace.